Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Tsay.
My name is Ashley Chen. Today, we are going to share with you some of our research findings.
Our topic is Impacts of the Pandemic upon College Students in Taiwan. Okay, let's start from the outline of this research paper. Starting from the introduction, where we explain how this research was inspired and how it was intended to find out through the motivation and background of the research. Then we'll look at the literature review, especially we'll focus on some key issues addressed, such as psychological well-being and the learning situation during the pandemic. After that, research method will be explained, which will include the participants and the instrument, the questionnaire. Then the results and the findings will follow the research method. This is where we aim to find out all the possible answers to the research questions. Finally, we'll wrap it up with the conclusion, where we further interpret findings and tie everything together. Since 2020, there has been a rapid transition to online learning both in Taiwan and globally, prompted by the far-reaching impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The implementation of quarantine measures and social distancing guidelines has become a common phenomenon, restricting social interactions and leading to a significant shift in how people communicate. College students, in particular, have experienced a substantial transition in their learning modes and daily lives. The traditional classroom setting has given way to the concept of learning from home, with students adapting to virtual classrooms and relying on communication platforms such as Teams and Google Meet, etc., to engage with their coursework and peers and teachers. This shift has not only altered the educational landscape, but has also highlighted the resilience and adaptability of students as they navigate these changes in pursuit of their academic goals. Even as the pandemic has gradually receded, its lasting impacts persist, especially evident in the enduring effects on college students. The uncertainty brought about by the pandemic continues to evoke heightened levels of anxiety and stress among students. The challenges posed by the crisis has left a lasting imprint on their overall well-being. In recognition of this sustained psychological impact, there is an increased focus on addressing the mental health of college students. It underscores the importance of providing ongoing support and resources to help students navigate the lingering effects of the pandemic, emphasizing the significance of prioritizing their psychological well-being in the post-pandemic era. Therefore, the purposes of the research are twofold: to determine whether the pandemic has affected college students' psychological well-being, and if so, to identify the impacts on college students in terms of their psychological well-being. From ancient studies, we know that humans communicated with others was in order to find comfort and obtain happiness in life. There are two directions of philosophical thinking in this. One, to pursuit of happiness, and another, focus on the importance of personal growth and development. However, the outbreak of the pandemic had made the above mentioned difficult. The term pandemic kid or pandemic generation, as employed in this study, pertains to individuals who commenced their college life as freshmen in September 2023. Those students have spent a significant portion of their senior high school years immersed in virtual learning, with limited opportunities for in-person interactions with classmates and teachers. The severe pandemic quarantine measures further made their situation worse, significantly restricting social communication. During this period, individuals were compelled to distance themselves from society, barred from attending schools, and prevented from engaging in face-to-face interactions with peers and teachers. The experiences of this pandemic generation stand out as an emblem of the distinctive educational and social landscape shaped by the profound disruptions brought about by the pandemic. Psychological well-being, as conceptualized by Rife in 1989, encompasses a holistic framework which comprises 6 essential dimensions. And the 6 dimensions encapsulate the various aspects of an individual's psychological well-being. And they are positive relations with others, autonomy, environmental mastery, personal growth, purpose in life, and self-acceptance. The table presents a breakdown of the participants across various academic levels, categorized by gender. The overall number of the participants is provided for each academic year: freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and others. The subsequent columns specify the gender distribution within each academic level, with separate counts from males and females. For instance, in the freshman year, they are a total of 48 students, consisting of 11 males and 21 females. Similarly, the table captures the gender distribution for sophomores, juniors, and seniors. A total of 161 college students participated in the study. The research methodology employed in this study was a quantitative approach. Utilizing a structured questionnaire, the research instrument was designed to align with the 6 dimensions identified in Li and Yu's Chinese version of psychological well-being scale for college students. And this scale was based on Rife's questionnaire in 1989. In addition to evaluating psychological well-being, the questionnaire also incorporated a focus on participants' learning experiences. This study was conducted from March to June last year, 3 years after the first outbreak of the COVID-19. The results of the study indicated significant findings regarding the impact of the pandemic upon college students. Firstly, a substantial majority of participants, 67.1%, reported that the pandemic has had a significant impact on their social relations with the others. This suggests that the ongoing global crisis has not only influenced individual well-being, but also permitted into interpersonal connections, possibly altering the dynamics of social engagement among college students. Secondly, the data revealed that a significant portion of the participants, specifically 31.7%, acknowledged that their learning experiences were influenced by the pandemic. This finding underscored the multifaceted impact of the global crisis, reaching beyond the personal and social spheres, extending into the academic domain. Understanding how the pandemic has affected the learning environment for these college students is crucial for educational institutions to adapt and support their students effectively. Furthermore, the study establishes a broader connection between the pandemic and college students' psychological well-being. This acknowledgement of its impact highlights the importance of addressing mental health concerns among student population, recognizing that the challenges posed by the pandemic go beyond intermediate health risks. The psychological well-being of college students emerges as a significant area of concern in the context of global crises, such as ongoing pandemic. Lastly, the research look into the relationship between participants' psychological well-being and their learning experiences. The findings reveal a significant correlation between these two factors, indicating that the challenges presented by the pandemic has not only affected social relations and learning, but have also intertwined with and potentially influence the mental health of college students. Understanding the intricate connections between these aspects is essential for developing targeted interventions and support systems to enhance the overall well-being of the students. In conclusion, the results of the study shed light on the multifaceted impact of the pandemic on college students, encompassing dimensions such as social relations, learning experiences, and psychological well-being. Recognizing the impacts is crucial for institutions, policymakers, and teachers, aiming to address the diverse challenges faced by college students during this unprecedented global crisis. Consequently, it is imperative that the ongoing repercussions of the pandemic on students be consistently acknowledged and addressed, even as the immediate crisis gradually subsides. Thank you very much for listening.